once we've established the overhook position where we're isolating his shoulder and his head from the rest of his body, we can start looking at our finishes. But the first thing we have to do is make sure that we have sufficient control over his body and his rotation. So I have to make sure that this knee is pinching down very strongly. If I feel that because of how close I am to him, that's impossible, I will just move myself a little further back to make that more strong from there. If I need to reinforce it even further, I can hug my knee, or I can hug around his elbow here. Anything that forces his hand to be higher than his elbow, to be higher than his shoulder. That will give me control. The more he can undo that, the more he can change that ratio, the worse things get. So once I get to this point for me, I'm going to move away a little bit. I'm going to just chamber this down hard, and then if I'm close enough, I will crunch in and hold. If I'm a little bit further away, I'll hold on his arm. Both ways are fine. So the first attack I'm going to go for is the stretch through omoplata, which is basically going to be, I'm going to pass my foot here behind my knee and establish basically a lockdown position with his shoulder on the inside. Okay, this requires a certain degree of flexibility, but it doesn't require as much as you'd think, because there are some tricks to make it easier for your body to do. So the first step is making sure that I can pass my foot in front of his face. And to do that, I don't want to release the pressure that's giving me control over his shoulder. So I need to focus on my knee first and not on my foot. If I try and bring my foot in front, again, he will posture up and I'll lose all of that control straight away. So I need to keep the knee down, maybe move a little bit further away, and then keeping this in, my back of my hand is going to come here, the foot will come over, I'm still looking to this side, don't try and come away, keep this down, back of my hand comes inside, we clear, and we come to here. Okay, now that I have this, to create a little bit more space, I'm going to straighten my bottom leg, I'm going to push away to give me some more space to work with, and now I need to start putting my foot, my toes, behind my knee. If I do this while I'm flat on my back, there's too much tension on my leg here for that to actually move properly. So to actually make this happen, I'm going to try and turn face down and start to pull my heel into my butt. So again, sometimes you may put your hand on the ground, whatever, but in general, I'm going to start to turn over to elevate this hip and then to tuck my foot underneath his leg here. Okay, so as we go, this is going to push out. Again, sometimes he'll step the leg up as well, which makes it a little bit easier, but I'm looking to push away, come around, circle the toes in, and then establish this. Much like the lockdown, once you get it, it's a very maintainable, very strong position. Okay, so I have my big toe underneath his leg here, and I have myself still trapped and his shoulder isolated here. And then to finish off, honestly, all you're going to do is stretch your legs through and start to just split him apart whilst putting all of your weight down on the shoulder here. If he's really, really flexible, you may go to holding the elbow and pushing the hand upwards. You may go to the Kimura, but most of those will create more space than the additional pressure you're going to get. So if I start doing this, what will generally happen is the hand will now rotate forwards, which is painful if you're not very flexible, but then there's no way to recover the position easily. So if we can just bring the arm back a second. So yeah, I have my position, I set this up, I push through, establish that through here. Most of the time I will try to just go here and here, but I will not try and do a full hook under, because then the hand will travel in front. It's usually easier to just come to here. If I can't finish this, then we will just remove the leg out and move towards a regular omoplata instead. And this may happen just because he steps out, or maybe I just prefer that finish, but then I'll move to the normal position, my legs are now free, and we do this like a regular omoplata from guard would normally be done.